2019, you fielded a family entry car in the Endurances. How'd that feel?
It was a pretty crazy experience, the whole thing. Like we only raced Super 2 as a family, and then our first supercar. Oh, sorry, that's a lie. We did a few wildcards with my brother as well as a family, but that wasn't as competitive because the car behind. So that Kurt had the VF, and everyone were in the ZB Commodores already when Kurt did his wildcards with the family.
Right.
So then by the time Brody and I did the wildcard, we had the same updated car as everybody else. So it was just a crazy experience leading up to it. We had Boost Mobile on board as well as a sponsor. Had a lot of things involved. Yeah. And it was our first big show. It was the Bathurst 1000. So we had to. It's the biggest race of the year, and we're doing a wildcard there as a family. So it was pretty cool.
Mass media. Yeah. For that, no one really does wildcards too much at that time.
Yeah, and we sort of soaked up all that media. We timed everything perfectly with the launch of the car. We had it on Fox Sports. We did a whole lot of cool things there as well. But then the whole leading up to the event was stressful in itself, just building a whole team for 3 enduros. Yeah. And so that was pretty crazy. Kurt, Brody and I were doing massive hours. We're trying to train in the morning, which would start, 5 o'clock, but you won't get home till 10:30, 11 every day. It was for months on itself, weekends and everything.
So were you still in WA at this point? Or were you
No, we're here on the Gold Coast.
Yep. Okay.
Just had a workshop down the road from here.
Yep.
And that was non-stop all the way to the date we got into the car, to race it at the 1000, testing. And then so the whole weekend, it didn't really go to plan. There was a little bit of issues every now and again. Yeah. I made a mistake, got one in practice and one in the race as well. So the race didn't go to plan, but it was a massive effort from everyone to even get it to happen. And then after that, we did Gold Coast and Sandown as well, and that was awesome. I think the Sandown round, actually, I showed enough to get my Superlight program with the MSR boys.
Really? I think because of that.
Yeah. I think that's what it was.
Because that's the thing. Obviously, and I'll ask you, but the incident obviously that happened at Bathurst, but media and that around things like that must be hard to deal with, especially your age, mate. You were 19.
Yeah,
18,
19.
19.
Yep.
And then they come back and make a redemption of going back to Sandown and that, and doing really obviously well out of it as well. How'd you deal with that?
Yeah, the Bathurst one was a bit. I've got no one to be sorry to besides my family.
For sure.
Because that was our whole team.
Yep.
And so that's that. And as being family, they forgave me pretty easily.
Yeah. As
making a mistake. And so I could move on from that and not look at the media. Yep. But then we go on to Gold Coast and we were around 14th. And then we go to Sandown and Brody, I think we started 7th in the... He finished 7th in the pre-final, which was whatever they call it. Yep. And then it was in the rain. And then I started in 7th in the final and got up. I think I passed for 3rd. I passed a few of the upper charger guys for 3rd. And we're sitting in 3rd for a lot of the race. And we actually led, I think, 5 laps because the Lounsey and the guy in front of me pitted. So we actually led a few laps as well.